Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're asking, a pretty fundamental question. How did the human mind actually evolve into this incredibly complex thing?
It's one of the big ones, for sure.
Yeah, and we often think about, cooperation, working together. But the source we're looking at today, evolution by conflict, the mind as a weapon, it offers a much sharper perspective, maybe even a bit provocative.
It really does. It flips the script a little,
Yeah.
suggesting maybe competition, even conflict, was the real driving force behind our intelligence.
Exactly. It's a compelling idea, right?
Yep.
That conflict wasn't just incidental, but maybe the core architect. So let's dive into that.
Okay.
The central idea, the core hypothesis from the source, is that our brains evolve specifically because of competition, conflict, with other human groups, other tribes.
Right, not just adapting to the environment, but adapting to outsmart each other.
Yeah. Imagine that. A tribe that could just, think one step ahead of its rivals. That would be a massive advantage for survival.
A decisive one. The source really leans into this idea of the mind as a weapon.
How so? What does that mean in practice?
Well, it wasn't just about reacting. It was about foresight, the ability to imagine, to predict where an enemy tribe might attack or when, and then, crucially, to plan based on that prediction.
So like strategic thinking.
Exactly. Complex strategic thinking,
Yeah.
anticipating intentions, planning ambushes, coordinating defenses. This wasn't just basic awareness. The source calls this mental edge far more decisive than any before it.
Wow. Okay, so it's less about spears and more about strategy.
Pretty much. The physical tools mattered, of course, but this cognitive toolkit, the ability to simulate scenarios, to read intentions, that became the ultimate differentiator.
And this wasn't just a one-time thing.
No, not at all. The source emphasizes this happened over and over within each succeeding generation. Think of it like a constant pressure cooker.
A mental arms race, generation after generation.
Precisely. The tribes that were better at this mental game, the ones who could consistently outthink their opponents, they were simply more likely to win those conflicts.
Which means they were more likely to survive.
Survive, thrive, and crucially, pass on their genes.
Ah, okay. So the genes linked to that better strategic thinking, that foresight, they get passed down more successfully.
Exactly. It's natural selection acting directly on cognitive ability, driven by intertribal conflict. Over time, this relentless pressure would shape the very structure of our brains.
Leading.
Mm-hmm.
Well, leading to us.
That's the stark conclusion the source draws. It puts it very directly. You and I are the descendants of the winners.
That's quite a thought, to see our own minds as the result of that ancient high-stakes competition.
It really reframes things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It suggests that our core cognitive abilities, problem-solving, planning, even maybe our capacity for intense group loyalty and, yes, rivalry might be rooted in this history.
So this deep dive really highlights a challenging but maybe powerful explanation for human intelligence. Our ability to think, to strategize, potentially a legacy of ancient conflict.
It leaves us with a fascinating question to consider, doesn't it? If our minds were forged in that crucible of competition, what does that really imply about us today?
You mean about our instincts,
Yeah.
our drives?
Yeah. Think about our innate drive to solve problems, to look ahead, our complex dance between cooperation and competition even now. Could that all echo back to that evolutionary history? It's something to chew on.
Definitely something to think about. Consider your own mind, your own ways of thinking through that lens. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.